Mishke here, joining the GL world to pitch my new podcast, which now comes out twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. The show features an extraordinary array of exotic circus performers, forgotten Hollywood starlets, reclusive Fortune 500 CEOs, professional taxidermists. Wait a minute, that's a different promo. Where's the promo for GLers? Here it is. Let's try this again. Mishke here, pitching my new podcast. We're out of time? Could I do it again?
Josh Arnold Investment Consultant brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1672.
Why?
December 3rd, 2025. It was 62 degrees on this day in 1962.
Love you, Lojo.
That would have made for some bad skating up behind the high school.
Or I could skate backwards faster than you
19
can.
below on this day in 1940. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
The following announcement might be of particular interest to Kenny. Well, but wait, you're one of those pandas that can't cross the Mackinac Bridge?
I've done it twice, but boy, I did not like it.
Registration is open until December 8th for the annual antique snowmobile crossing of the Mighty Mac on
cool.
December 13. The snowmobiles must be pre-registered, at least 25 years old or older, and have a wheel kit installed. Does
that do anything for you, Soul Man?
Oh, I would never do that. No, that's too slow.
Really? No.
No.
What
There's
about as an observer, Kenny? No?
Observer? Do I have to go on the bridge?
I don't know.
I'm not doing
No,
that.
you go across the water on your sled.
And this just in. This just in.
Refuse to talk about that.
In addition to preventing people from entering the United States from various nations around the world, the White House revealed on Tuesday that Minnesota has been added to President Trump's third world travel ban. The additional order would officially keep anyone from the foreign land of Minnesota from entering the U.S., eliciting a sigh of relief from somebody. That's from the Babylon Bee. That really isn't true.
That's funny.
Did you see the video Jordy sent us?
He sends many.
I don't know.
Thanks, Rook.
Yep.
He sent a video. I'm going to pull it up here because I did watch the whole thing. I had some time on my hands this morning.
Whoa.
And it was basically a reporter. Of course, now I can't find it. Give me 1 second because it's woofta. It was basically a reporter walking around the Cedar Riverside neighborhood asking Somalis whether they preferred Sharia law or U.S. law and whether they preferred to live in Minnesota or Somalia. And it tells us everything that we need to know about why we're in trouble.
I did see it. It was a small sample. I'm not sure there's anything to be gained by going down that road.
Okay.
Can't you do that with anything, though, with editing?
Yes. I'm not suggesting it was deceptive. It was low-hanging fruit. How's that?
Okay.
It was low-hanging fruit.
Because we're not in trouble at all.
My concern has been and always remains with an incompetent government far outweighs my concern than Somali thieves, of whom there are many. Many are not. But the thieves have almost universally been Somali, and they have had a government complicit with them. That's where my outrage is. The government, the Walz administration has been totally ineffective. The Walz administration has let us all down, and they've managed to treat the Somalis as less than.
And because of the incompetence, we have been ripe for the picking, which is, I'm sure, purely coincidental why we're the number one Somalian population in the United States of America.
Well, and if you believe the employees of the housing department, Walls has gone out of his way to squash the investigation.
Mm-hmm. Walls is probably trying to hang on till January 1st to get another year of pension.
What can you blame him?
When is the Democratic Party, the DFL, going to step up to the microphone?
There's too many of them that would share Walls's what passes for Wall's ideology.
But remember, there is no gubernatorial pension. There's no longer.
That's right. There is no gubernatorial pension. You're right.
I'm sorry I keep bringing up Franken, but how many billions of dollars were lost when Franken played Come In Rangoon whenever he did? You know what I mean?
Well, how were billions of dollars lost?
With Walls?
Oh, I see. Are you saying that Franken was a gubernatorial candidate?
No, I'm saying the Democratic Party came forward as a group in outrage over Al, but they're not, and no money was lost, but they're not coming forward over
I
this.
see exactly what you're saying, and it might be as easy as suggesting that the Democrats would always be quick to pounce on a gender issue.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no other answer. You're right.
Yeah. I'd like an early ruling today.
Oh.
Just to,
right out of the chute,
well,
huh?
life is a bit, there's a lull always in GL a little bit before Christmas, between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Not with me.
Huh?
No.
Huh?
No, that's the joy to the world.
I got a squeegee
Savior
ruling.
reigns
I got
here.
a squeegee ruling
Oh,
from Alley King Schroeder. Mark the Alley King Schroeder.
I know Mark Schroeder. Yeah, he's a good plowman. He's
What's
a
the
plowman.
word for what I was?
Alley captain.
I was the alley captain.
Alley captain.
once,
He's a good plowman.
Yeah. Mayor Hale, I'm in need of some advice on current conditions at our West St. Paul homestead. With the most recent snowfall plowed, shoveled, and taking all measures of space management into account, the lady of the house and head bookkeeper had an errand that needed to be completed as part of her bookkeeping tasks. Upon her return, I ventured into the garage to find the road slop that had clung to the undercarriage of her car, dripping and pooling on the garage floor. I should mention that an attached garage is new for us after nearly 43 years of wedded bliss. Our anniversary is 12/4. That's tomorrow. I found the bookkeeper tending to the papers that forced the errand and asked her, would you like me to show you where the squeegee is? Well, right away I can tell you this guy's in trouble.
Yeah, that's whoopsie.
Not a good
We've only been
icebreaker there,
married 10
Schroeder.
minutes.
She looked at me as though I was speaking Mandarin. Why would I need a squeegee, she said. The dripping, pooling car, or by some other measure of duty, I don't know, but the puddles aren't going to squeegee themselves. Ooh, pal, you ventured out onto ice that wasn't even settled yet.
This is very bold.
I returned to the garage, pulled the car out, and cleaned the pooling mess and continued to break down the cardboard boxes that had piled up from the umpteen deliveries for the days I was out clearing snow and catching up on sleep. A long way to get there, but the question is, how do you handle a situation like this with the CP? Does she know where the squeegee is? Or is this not a hill you're ready to die on? Any insights are appreciated. P.S. I gave you a stamp roll dispenser that I made back at an event on Harriet Island about 20 years ago. Is it still serving its purpose? Yes.
Yeah, that one that's on your desk.
Sure.
You know, you have an interesting situation there. You have what some people, and I hate this term, but some people refer to it as a man cave. I would refer to your garage as almost a shop. Very well organized.
Mine or this guy?
Yours.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's really fun to hang out in your garage, but you allow, and I apologize to the CI girls, you allow these women to go into your
Domain.
Eden, your place of solace. What did Superman have? Is the
Fortress of Solitude.
yes, and
Well, for God's sakes.
do things like pile cardboard on top of the hood of your classic car.
No, see, you're way off. First of all, that's why the hoods are always up,
Right.
so nothing can be piled on them.
But the fact that they had to be put up in the first
No,
place.
I do that anyway. And secondly, I take care of the cardboard because I always like to keep really good pieces of cardboard.
Yeah, who
so
doesn't?
It doesn't bother me to cut up the
We
cardboard.
get rid of this coffee cup box again?
What you're suggesting is that her car be banned from the garage. That's not going to work.
That, or she needs to get her own damn garage.
Yeah, Kenny, let's revisit the word allow. He allows.
Let's just get,
I know I broke the rules there.
let's just get back to this guy's problem.
Yeah, they ain't going in there to go to the bathroom. I can tell you
Mark
that.
Alley King Schroeder, you've got no leg to stand on. She should never have anything to do with the squeegee, much less know where it is. That's your problem, and it's not a hill you should die on. You should be taking care of squeegeeing the stuff out of the garage. And to tell you the truth, I wouldn't even worry about it that much.
Can I
Yes.
tell you what happened in my place this week after the snow? We have a 3-car detached garage that we happily share. And I parked in there after my truck got covered with snow, left a huge puddle, just like Mark's situation. And I just left it there. And she came home and said, I've got to bring a squeegee home for the garage. And I said, nah, don't bother. I've got a squeegee in the shop. I'll bring it over and I'll deal with it. Well, I never dealt with it. She never dealt with it. Now it's an ice skating rink, and I almost fell down. That's how we've been married 90 years, and that's how we handle things. We say we're going to do it. We never do
And
it.
then just leave it.
Yeah, we just don't do it.
I made a couple of notations during that email.
The ruling is he's looking for how to handle this. You handle it, pal.
Right.
You handle it. End of ruling.
He did have a question about the CP before I get to my point. He didn't answer it.
What was the question?
Does the CP know where the squeegee is?
At my house?
Yes. No, at mine.
Right. Well,
No. But, I mean, it's not that hard to find.
You can see it.
You can
it's
see
over, It's
it.
over there.
But it's right near where the mail is deposited, and oftentimes the mail is driven over. So there's not really a lot of attention paid to
Tire marks
the
on
mailers.
the Excel Energy
A
bill.
lot of tire marks on the mail.
Does the CP in your place have any obligations with snow or grass or gardening or anything like that?
Gardening.
Okay.
That's it.
But snow removal is 100%
maybe
you.
plant
Yep.
some begonias.
100%.
What if you're gone for a week?
She'd probably do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a separate request for a ruling if you're done with this particular one because
I am done. It's not a complicated ruling, Mark. You got to take care of that.
Yesterday morning, I was fueling up at my Quick Trip location, which I love.
Yeah.
And as
Why
I was,
don't they advertise with us?
I don't know, they should be because I
They
love
all
Quick Trip.
sing their praises.
Right.
So I'm at the Quick Trip, and I will not reveal the location of said Quick Trip. But I was standing there fueling up. The guy next to me had one of those gigantic chunks hanging from his. I think it was a Nissan.
Yeah.
Another guy walked up,
No.
kicked it.
Oh.
Not his vehicle, and I went, "Oh boy!"
No, I have thoughts about that. I
said, you
think-
can't kick his
Oh,
chunk.
no. I think chunk kicking is a Minnesota rite of passage. I
But
think
not
that-
on somebody
you're
else's
trespassing.
vehicle.
Well, you certainly don't touch the vehicle, but you can touch the chunk.
Joe.
Oh, I've kicked chunks all my life.
Oh, that's like wandering into a guy's bathroom while he's taking a shower and sitting down and going to town.
Wow.
That's,
What do you mean by that?
cannot
I don't think
do
it's,
that.
I don't think it's that bad.
No, that is trespassing
Now, if a
of the
car's
highest
on a
order.
public street and you're walking by and there's a tempting chunk,
No.
you get to go for it.
No, you
Now,
don't.
you get to touch the chunk.
See, I'm with Kenny. I always thought the GL rule was you leave another man's chunk alone.
It's like blowing a guy's driveway before he gets a chance to come home and break out his brand new snowblower. You just ruined it for him. It just snowed 4 inches. The guy can't wait to get home and blow his driveway. And there you are, just finishing up when he pulls in.
No, you're conflating two issues. We're talking about chunk kicking. I don't authorize nor lend my endorsement in any way, shape, or form to anyone snowblowing someone else's driveway. That's the female fun limitation factor. That's the phone call you get at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're at work. It's been snowing for 10 inches. It finally stopped, and you get the call, and she says, guess what? I did the driveway. That's deflating. That's just a horrible.
Just go to a hotel.
Yeah, I mean, that's just horrible. That's horrible.
See, I'm
chunk kicking? I'm sorry. I'm a chunk kicker.
I think
I have
you're gonna
another
get
chunk.
Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
Chunk kicking question that sort of is related.
Yeah.
Because you brought this up at a gas station, Chris. You guys will remember when we first started the podcast, I was supplementing my income by working at a gas station.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The boss there, great boss, wonderful boss, did his job wonderfully and was a very mellow human being. It used to drive him crazy when the customers would kick the chunks off while they were getting gas.
Okay, I can explain that. I
And I don't know why.
I can't, because now he has to clean it up.
Yeah.
Well, sure, we'd have to go get a shovel and move it out of the way.
Well,
Sure.
see, there's some etiquette involved in chunk kicking. If you're walking down, say, Grand Avenue or France Avenue in Minneapolis, and a car's parked on the street, that chunk is fair play. If a chunk is in the apron of a gas station, that's not for you to kick.
But that's what the example I brought
then
up.
that guy was wrong.
Okay.
That guy was wrong.
So it's a separate ruling.
Yeah, that chunk kicking is a very private endeavor.
Only a blackout drunk would wander down Grand kicking the chunks off every single car. That's so disrespectful. Why not just
really have to be out of it?
Well, I mean, I just think there are certain times you chunk and certain times you don't.
Right.
If you chunk in somebody else's parking lot, you've created an errand for them that's not yours to do.
You agree then with my former boss?
Yes,
and like
I do.
I said, he was so mild mannered, but when he would see that, he would start swearing and say, "I'm going to drive into that guy's driveway and I'm going to kick all the ice off my car."
That's tantamount to the guy emptying his ashtray at the gas station
Your Honor,
on the ground.
point of order, Your Honor. Point of order here.
Yes.
But isn't the gas station one of the most common places to kick a chunk?
Always happened at our gas station, which is why it probably drove him crazy.
That's pretty much.
I have resisted kicking chunks at gas stations. That's
Chris,
not my property.
Did you say anything to him?
Well, I thought.
What is
none
the
of my
proper
business.
chunk language at that point?
I don't know. That's why I thought I better just keep my mouth shut.
I think you played it right.
I should just
none of your business.
Mind my own business.
Ma'am, may I kick your chunk? Yeah. It's just as simple as that. Just ask permission, the nice lady, if you can spend a couple minutes kicking your chunk.
I'm not suggesting you go out and make it a quest to kick chunks.
Really?
It's just if you happen to see one that's so bleeping tempting.
It's right there.
It's right there, and
When
you're right
rubbing
there.
Joe, when they're almost rubbing up against the tire.
The tire, yes.
Start drooling.
That's a chunk.
Yeah.
There was another young lady. Again, I will withhold where I saw this. She took the, what you'd clear the windshield with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went underneath.
That's called a squeegee.
She gets underneath the wheels and she's.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We had a guy that advertised a tool on this show for that.
Yeah, the slush buster.
Slush buster.
I still use it to this day.
Yes, they work.
But she was using the community squeegee at the gas station to clear out underneath her. I said, you can't do that.
Can't do that.
That's bad.
I almost took a picture and sent it to you guys.
Here's the other sad
I
thing.
want to be creepy.
Here's the other sad thing. Nobody under 40 even knows what we're talking about.
Not true.
Oh, no.
I don't think that's true.
No, and
I've raised a chunk kicker.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, yes, you
me
have.
too.
There are exceptions to the rule, but I this is a completely different matter. But I drove by a high school today, and I continue to marvel when I drive by a high school that there are no neat cars. I just continue to marvel.
No
that,
Chevelles,
That
no-
A, the kids aren't interested in cars, and B, they're perfectly satisfied taking mom's little minivan to school. Those
Again.
days, and those aren't chunk kickers.
Tell me a car that an 11th grader, that is a cool car that an 11th grader can afford.
A Nissan Altima.
I mean, the cars are garbage, Joe.
Well, you always are trying to ruin the fun.
Well, Joe,
But here's the other
agree
thing,
with
Joe.
You, but
Good.
look what they have to choose from. It's garbage.
I would like to see the percentage of 16-year-olds that even have their driver's license right now.
And Joe, or Matthew mentioned a Chevelle. Do you know what a 72 Chevelle costs right now?
That's a collector's car.
Right.
Even a four-door POS is out of your league.
A Chevy 2, maybe you could, those old little things.
Maybe a smaller, maybe a Chevette.
Remember during the gas crisis?
No?
The gas crisis of the Carter years, all of a sudden you saw Pintos and Chevettes and all these other pieces of crap that lasted about a month.
Vegas.
Chevy Chevette, it'll drive you happy.
Yeah.
That was their tagline.
Why did he come up the other day?
Who?
Carter.
Jimmy?
Jimmy?
Yeah.
I got Jimmy Carter stamps.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Okay.
This is Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, he's
Third
dead.
grade, I did a great impersonation
dead
of
now.
him.
Yeah, but at least he got to vote right before he passed away.
Right.
Remember they wheeled him on out there?
I just can't get over
He can't wait to vote for Kamala.
Poor peanut farmer.
I just can't get over that last photo of him and his wife. They look like marionettes.
Yeah.
They look like two puppets.
Yeah, you got to know when to quit when you're ahead.
I would say to the camera guy, let's maybe you don't want to take this one.
You know, a lot of times when I go one joke too many.
Yeah, I do know
that was one photo too many.
That really
I
was.
can't wait till you're laying there with one foot in the grave and your diaper's full and you're drooling out of the side of your mouth. I'm going to get down right next to you and take a selfie. It's going to be awesome.
No, the key is you take it from a distance so it looks like I'm about 3 feet long.
No, actually, Kenny, what's going to happen when Joe's in that state is Rook going to say, "Are you ready to do the show, Joe?"
You ready? What are your ads?
Kenny's going to post it and say,
What are your ads? And then when he does it, we'll mouth him like this. You have a broken
I'm gonna, Joe, you're almost gone. Just one question. What's coming up on the ride?
Oh, my God.
posted on Facebook saying, "What's former media personality Joe Souchere up to today?"
Well, his diaper's full.
Look at that.
I'm beginning to resent this.
I'm sorry.
I think that you're being.
You'll be all right.
I think you're being unkind.
Let's circle back to the original emailer. That was bold. Everything he said was bold, and I would never ever say any of those things for fear of being castrated on the spot.
No, I'm not bringing up the squeegee.
Yeah, never.
It's fine. I don't know how you're treating the inside of your garage, but you need that door to work. And that means get a hold of Precision Garage Door. If you need a new door, there's $100 off single doors for GLers, $200 off a double door for GLers. They send out a designer. That consultation is free. You go through the models. They have models for every budget. If you like your current door, but you're afraid she's acting up a little, giving you a little grief from time to time, get a hold of Precision Door and book a noisy door tune-up special for $149, regularly a $290 value. I had an emailer yesterday who said he called Precision Door and asked the woman who answered, you guys advertise on Garage Logic, right? And she said, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Wow.
So call them.
It's like Judd at the Tom Thumb with the Rook sent me.
Call Precision Door at 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate, or if you want to book a noisy door tune-up special with Precision Door, call, what did I give you?
You know the number.
Yeah, 612-263-6985 or precisiondoor.com.
We'll get to some national, international stuff in a minute. Before we do, I got to tell you about something. Boy, I love it. We've had it in my house now for, I think, about 3 months. And it makes a great Christmas gift. You might be one of those people, you put off your Christmas shopping to the last minute, end up maybe buying a gift card. Well, this year, I can take care of that issue for you. Get yourself an Aura frame. My wife and I took our favorite photos and videos, loaded them all into the new Aura frame. Right now, that's about 750 items, and I guarantee we're going to have a lot of new pictures to add once this Christmas season is over. And it's really, really easy to use.
John, can you download them from your phone?
Just from your phone, exactly. So I had all those pictures on my phone. I got the Aura frame, and I just started hitting boom, boom, boom.
Yes,
After,
yes.
all you have to do is download the Aura app. and connect it to Wi-Fi and start adding pictures. It's really easy to use. Chris, if I may use your favorite word, it literally took just a couple of minutes to set it up.
I know someone that just recently purchased this, and that person is so thrilled and really thinks that person has cheated Christmas because it's such a wonderful gift that there's no more worry.
I've taken care of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't name you, but okay.
The other thing is, it's, we've all had picture frames in the past, and they're kind of weird, cloudy, not great. It looks like the actual photos in front of you. The screen is gorgeous. It's perfect. It's easy to do. For a limited time, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off of Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter. All you have to do is use the promo code GL at checkout. That's AURAFrames.com, promo code GL. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. You can wrap togetherness, but you can't frame it. Aura Frames.
Hey.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Yeah, I got three trucks, 2 tractors, snow blowers, so many snowmobiles I can't count. They've all been treated recently with seafoam motor treatment. Never mind me. Let's talk about you. 6 below tonight in the Twin Cities, 11 to 15 to 20 below in the outskirts, depending on where you're at. Is that jalopy of yours going to fire up tomorrow morning? You need to stop what you're doing right now. Swing into virtually any place, convenience store, knack hardware store, big box, little box. Get yourself a jug or 2 of seafoam motor treatment and give those cylinders a deep pour. Ensure that they will start. Among the many things they do, they preserve, I think I'm getting the verbiage right, they preserve fuel vapors, making it easier to start. That's one of the miracles that seafoam does for you. And it keeps that vehicle out of the mechanic shop. You're not going to have to call somebody tomorrow morning when it's 11 below. Seafoam is the cylinder's best friend. Doesn't matter what you're driving, what you're running, as long as it runs on fossil fuel, you're good. A wonderful product in the world of bad gas, Seafoam.
It's time to jam with the mayor of GL with another Author's Corner.
Thank you. Ann Huber writes, "Hail the Flashlight King."
Hail you!
I sense some enthusiasm there.
It's time for Author's Corner with Joe Souchere, and this one is a strike.
Okay, thank you. She writes, "I want to thank you for mentioning 2 items on GL. Number 1, Time of the Child by Neil Williams, and Death by Lightning, which tells the story of James Garfield's 1880 election and 1881 assassination. Time of the Child weaves..."
Sit right down for Author's Corner. Let's all have some fun. Listen up to Souchere, because before you know it, it's done.
Time of the Child weaves in stories of unrequited love, missed opportunities, and the power of prayer when a lifeless child begins to breathe. In the book, we are reminded that kindness can exist despite gossip and prejudice, and small tokens of humanity can mean a great deal. Only through the birth of a child is the lure of death conquered. This is the perfect Christmas book to read during the long winter months. Death by Lightning offers another ray of hope. This short Netflix series details a perceived footnote of American history when James Garfield campaigned from his front porch and eventually broke New York's stranglehold on government jobs. Garfield's exemplary life even caused his unqualified successor, Chester Arthur, to become a decent president. The Netflix series reminds me that politicians can, in fact, improve government. As a Minnesota expat living in Illinois, I am grateful for GL. Thank you for shedding light where it must shine. I'm also grateful for your attempt to educate us via quality literature and virtuous lessons from history. Fondly, Ann Huber. P.S. Get a haircut. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Death by that's the one you were just watching, right?
That's right.
But the rejected title was Death by Bunga.
Ladies and gentlemen of Garage Logic, it's time for another segment of Author's Corner with Joe Souchere. Author's Corner. Sometimes it gets a little bit crazy.
I have a question.
Christopher Maryland writes, I would like to provide some feedback.
Never mind.
I know.
For Author's Corner.
Hard to have a serious conversation.
Boy, I try.
Yeah,
don't
me
I?
too.
I just gave up.
For the most part, when you mention a book, gentlemen, I try to get my hands on it. I read both Neil Williams' books, This is Happiness and Time of the Child. If you haven't, do yourself a favor. And tried with no luck to find the Robert Ferrigno books at the library. I'm currently waiting for them on Amazon. The book that I'm writing about today is The Proving Ground by Michael Connelly. I knew that it was going to be good when I logged into my local library site and found that I would be number 22 on the wait list. So I picked it up at Walmart as my patience level for something like that is 0. I've always been a reader, but have to admit this was the first Connelly book I ever read. Well, then you're in for a treat. I sat down yesterday and nearly read the whole thing in one sitting. It was extraordinary. Honestly, it makes me a bit more frightened of AI than I was 24 hours ago, but it was so well written that I lost track of all time. Admittedly, I think it helped that I was familiar with the Lincoln Lawyer television program and could so easily picture the characters, despite what their descriptions may have begun in the beginning of the Connelly series. Anyway, thanks for the recommendation. I'm currently debating whether or not to make a list of all the books and start at the beginning. Any suggestions are welcome. Keep up the good work, Krista. Well, you could. There's so many Connelly books that I wouldn't isolate yourself, limit yourself to them. But I would start at the beginning.
Is there a sequence to it?
Well, his main character all Connelly's life has been Hieronymus Bosch, Harry Bosch,
yes,
a detective in L.A., but much more, of course, than a detective.
There's also, tying that all together, TV and everything, there's several great series based on those Bosch books that are wonderfully done. And Death by Lightning is also based on a book called Destiny of the Republic, which
you just read.
I'm halfway through the book. I watched the series. I'm halfway through the book. And the book is by, you will know her, Joe, Candace Millard. She wrote River of Doubt, the book where Roosevelt went down.
Oh, for Pete's sake, I read River of Doubt.
Yeah, same author.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating,
right.
The Destiny of the Republic book.
I share something in common with Krista.
What's that?
Too was
it certainly isn't reading.
Yeah.
Well, I too was at Walmart yesterday with my oldest son. We had to get some athletic tape and some other things.
Sure.
And I walked right by the book section. Walmart has a very extensive book selection.
I didn't know that.
And then we went to go look at video games.
Pedestrian titles.
Do you know what Hieronymus Bosch did in Vietnam? The character?
I give up.
He, I don't know what they called him. Was he a tunnel rat?
That's the term, yep.
He went in the tunnels.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Which I think...
to try to get the bad guys, VC?
Yeah,
That's what Forrest Gump did.
I would have had difficulty with that.
Yeah. He is played by Titus Welliver in the series, who's a wonderful actor.
Well, didn't they turn him on TV? Didn't they turn him into a black guy?
No. Titus Welliver is a white guy.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
Author's Corner with Joe Souchere. Just the way you want it.
Boy.
One question, just one question for Matthew.
Yeah.
In all of your history producing and working with Joe and Garage Logic,
Get serious, yes.
have you ever spent more time on a bit than you did with that bit?
Author's Corner occupied probably 2 weeks worth of studio.
Were you
time
kicked out of the house, or were you snowed in?
I just felt that Mike. Seriously, I felt giving different choices because he said he wanted several different, and I thought I went across all entertainment.
You span the globe. Yeah, for sure.
Columns. There was a gear. There was bowling. That's sports.
Author's Corner.
Clowning
Suchi
around,
style.
crazy,
Who
Suchi
will
style.
it be next?
Right. And then you ask the question, who the hell is going to be the next guy?
Was there a lot of self-satisfied nodding and kind of patting yourself on the back and thinking, I might get an award for this? I might end up working for Howard Stern after this airs?
I would sit in the that production studio and then just play them back and forth for about an hour.
You know, when we had Vince
Author's
Flynn
Corner with
we had somebody like Vince in. He got it because he knew a rookie.
Right, he knew the bid.
But we had an author in that wasn't terribly familiar with us. He thought this was very odd. And
my finest hour when I said that Mitch Rapp was a short order cook up at Plums or O'Gara's and
Plums.
Was it Plums?
Yes.
And that's where Vince got the idea because the dude hated Arabs. He just couldn't stand them.
I have a warning for people. Don't donate money to a guy named Luke Eisman. This is a California startup called Make Sunsets. For as little as $1, you will pay the founder, Luke Eisman, to drive a Winnebago RV into the hills a half hour outside Saratoga, California, to release a balloon loaded with sulfur dioxide, an air pollutant normally released by volcanic eruptions. He and his 1,000 paying customers hope the balloon will burst in the stratosphere, releasing particles that will block sunlight and cool the planet. It's just as much my son as it is son, S-U-N, as it is this crackpot, so I resent this. And B, he's going to cause more harm driving a Winnebago RV than he ever would releasing anything. So this fruitcake should be on your alert list, and don't send him any money.
When you go to his website, the headline is, "We have launched 213 balloons and delivered 207,007 cooling credits."
I have a question for you guys.
This is a disturbed human being.
Does it trouble you more that someone like this exists, or the fact that he has 1,000 paying customers?
Oh,
who are they?
The failed academy has done a crackerjack job of selling these kids on doom.
Yes.
They really have. The kids can't read and they can't do math, but they'll tell you the world's going to end.
Sure.
This is quite the scam. We hope you'll join our journey by purchasing a cooling credit, signing up for our newsletter, or partnering with us. Let's work together to cool our planet for future generations.
This is akin to, do you guys ever remember, because I had to produce these ads way back in the day.
That? What happened? What did I hit? Oh, it stopped.
You got her.
The guy, remember the ads where you could name a star after someone?
Yes. I did 3 of them.
Whoever thought of that scam is a genius, and they're in Boca.
There's Rick. There's Franny.
You did not buy one of those.
I bet you did.
We did.
Yeah, I bet you did. I knew you would.
Yes. Sorry, Gabe.
Do you recall?
Gabe wasn't one of them.
Oh.
Do you recall the judge that came up on the show maybe a week or so ago? A judge named Sarah West.
The one that forgave the $7 million.
Who found that the conviction that the jury found of Abtifa Yusuf and his wife, Lul Ahmed.
Right.
They were charged in June of 24 with stealing $7.2 million of the state's Medicaid program while operating a home health care business, which they didn't do, of course. In fact, the Minnesota Attorney General's office said the business lacked an office building and operated a year out of a mailbox. This judge is now making national news. Much of Minnesota is finding its way to the national news. And there's a piece here on the Fox News site. it should be on every website. She said that was just circumstantial evidence, and for some reason she overturned the jury verdict. So
I can tell you why.
Yeah.
Because the brother of this guy played in, and they are accusing the brother of pulling all of this off without their knowledge, and somehow she thought that
And she's
credible.
buying that?
Yeah, she bought that. Yep.
Even though she acknowledged they bought luxury items? Or does she think they were getting the money?
I am not her press agent.
Yeah, well, what good is a jury trial?
Yeah.
What was the point of the jury reaching that, giving up their lives for a week or whatever, and reaching that verdict? Sarah West, you've got a lot of explaining to do. I would imagine she never will.
Well, no, there's no accountability.
I don't know what she doesn't. She probably doesn't owe me an explanation.
Her feet will not be held to the fire.
That's another way of putting it.
I know.
Yeah. Why don't we take a time out and get John Heidt?
We can. But first, I want to talk about North American Banking Company. Banking done differently since 1998, and you get that feeling anytime that you walk into any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations, whether it's Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and also Maple Grove. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as those other big national banks, but the key difference is you get the unprecedented service of a community bank. You're welcome. Anywho, check it out for yourself. Look them up online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. And you know what? You might think that a community bank might have those online and mobile banking options that were last updated back in 2010. No. They have the same online and mobile banking options as those other big national banks. I use them every single day. You should too. They're so easy and also very convenient to use. But like I said, see it for yourself. Go online today, nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
For a limited time, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off of Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter. All you have to do is use the promo code GL at checkout. That's AURAFrames.com, promo code GL. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. You can wrap togetherness, but you can't frame it. Aura Frames.
Hey.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
How about getting your hands around this number? 8,000 Freemasons in Minnesota. Yep, they're working together to make the world a better place. Focusing on the core values of friendship, personal development, helping those in need. Everything that Garage Logicians do. If you're looking for a ray of hope, look no further than Minnesota's Freemasons. I've been sharing with you all the great things the Minnesota Freemasons are doing. Really great stuff. Donating over $6 million annually to support cancer research, aging studies, and children's communications disorders. Minnesota's Masons give away dozens of scholarships each year to tomorrow's leaders. They're investing in our future, and they've got their civility projects running. They've got all sorts of great stuff, and this year they're going to give out over $900,000 in student scholarships for 2025. We're coming to the end here. If you'd like more about to know more about the scholarship program, go to mnfreemasons.org. But over the years, to date, they've given out over $13 million in scholarships. That's why we're such great fans of Minnesota's Freemasons. They're donating their time and their talents to foster the next generation of business and civic leaders. Learn more about Freemasonry, scholarship programs, upcoming events, mnfreemasons.org. That's mnfreemasons.org.
As yesterday's positive report card shows, children do learn.
You know what's worse?
Yes, sir.
Than the female fun limitation phone call where you learn that a virgin driveway had been snowblown by the wife?
What could be worse?
What? When you get up early and you drive to a buddy's house and you drive up and down his driveway about 15 times.
That is so evil.
That is as
That's
mean.
an evil
That's
streak.
evil. And I had a buddy that we did this to each other, and it was infuriating. Just infuriating.
You got to go out there with the world's best scraper and then try to peel
because you got
that off.
no shot at a pleasant snow blowing event. You're just fighting the ruts and the packed snow and just terrible.
I had a former neighbor. That's how he removed the snow from his driveway.
Just drove
up and down the thing a couple of times.
Well, okay, we do that on gravel. The first
Well, that's
snowfall,
different, though.
You
Yeah.
pound it in.
Yeah.
So you're not plowing gravel.
Here's John Heidt.
Thank you, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. One quick sports note, because Vikings fans will be interested in Adam Thielen's travels, and now he has a new home. Thielen asked for and received his release from the Vikings, wanted to go to a team that had a chance at making the playoffs. He signed yesterday with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He signed to their practice squad, but he'll probably be on the regular roster pretty fast. The Steelers are 6-6, and they've struggled to do a lot in the pass game lately. Despite that 6-6 record, the Steelers are tied with the Baltimore Ravens for first place in the AFC North.
I'm not sure Rodgers is their answer.
Well, he's 106 years old.
Well, Thielen isn't exactly a kid.
He's not. John, I thought you brought that up because you were going to say he signed with the Packers, and then I would have disowned him completely as a fellow.
The Packers are a little heavy in the receiver room. They wouldn't have room. In news, the mayors of Minnesota's two largest cities on Tuesday condemned President Trump's rhetoric toward the Somali community amid reports of an upcoming surge of federal agents to Minnesota. Multiple law enforcement officials confirmed to ABC News that an influx of U.S. immigration and customs enforcement agents could arrive in Minnesota as soon as this week, although some plans are subject to change, according to those law enforcement officials. New York Times has reported the sweep is expected to hone in on Somali immigrants amid allegations of the fraudsters in Minnesota that have funneled tax dollars to the terrorist organization Al-Shabaab. Last week, Trump directed the Department of Homeland Security to reconsider temporary protected status for Somalia. That affects about 700 Somali nationals living in the U.S., about 500 of them living here in Minnesota. During a news conference yesterday, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter, and Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara all emphasized that police in their cities don't collaborate on immigration enforcement. Chief O'Hara reiterating that MPD does not work with federal agencies for immigration enforcement, provide info to immigration agencies, or ask people about their immigration status. He added he wants to, in his words, minimize MPD's officers' exposure to any kind of that enforcement activity and only respond to those incidents when there's a legitimate public safety issue. O'Hara acknowledged the tensions are high and that residents will likely want to protest the reported surge of federal agents. MPD officers will defend people's rights to protest, he said, but he asked demonstrations remain nonviolent. Meanwhile, Ramsey County Sheriff Bob Fletcher talked with the Pioneer Press and said his agency hasn't been involved with any recent immigration raids, but that his office is in the process of reviewing recent events to develop a policy. Fletcher said his agency patrols 6 cities that contract with the county and that Immigration and Customs Enforcement could eventually show up in one of them. Fletcher said, "We don't do immigration enforcement. We have very little, really very little contact with ICE." He was asked about the Trump administration's plans for targeted enforcement actions against Somalis. Fletcher said he believed only a, quote, very small number would be affected. He said, "To my knowledge, there are very few Somalis who aren't citizens. I'm guessing ICE is also targeting other communities."
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like, we have had those reports. I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting to be law enforcement. So please, let's be clear. That's something everyone should report, and that we will immediately respond to, and we will document, whether it's somebody's not sure if there's a kidnapping happening, somebody's not sure if that there's law enforcement present or not. And that's something else that's additional policy requirements that we are implementing, that we will document and report these types of things anytime that we hear it, and reminding our officers of their duty to intervene. So if there is anything that is, a violation of someone's human rights or civil rights, excessive force or anything like that, they absolutely have a duty to intervene as police officers.
Here's my question. Why is O'Hara getting in front of a camera? Or why are these guys getting out in front of this as if to say we don't have a problem? Does that make any sense? What I just said?
I don't think O'Hara's. I didn't sense that he thought we didn't have a problem.
But he also.
Mayor Fry,
but he did say that we will not cooperate.
They're not supposed to. They're supposed to only protect the public. They're not supposed to aid the ICE people.
I get that.
Well,
I get that totally.
That's what he's saying. What confuses you?
Yeah. What do you got?
What confuses you?
ICE is a federal agency. If they ask for help, don't you help?
Apparently, the mayors have made it a rule that the local police are not supposed to aid them in any way. They're supposed to, in fact, they're almost in the role of protecting them.
And that's the answer to your question, Chris, right there.
Sure.
You got it?
But why are there so many people unwilling to admit that there's a problem?
Because it's an important voting block for them.
Thank you. That's the answer I was looking for.
All right.
So you knew the answer before you asked the question?
Well, no, I'm sick and tired of these guys stepping up to a podium and pretending like they give a damn about the rest of us.
You don't think Melvin Carter's sincere when he gets up there?
No.
Okay. Got it.
Residents, business owners, and nonprofit leaders packed a small meeting space in North Minneapolis yesterday to express almost universal opposition to the current plans for the Blue Line extension. A $3.2 billion light rail project that would expand service to Robbinsdale, Crystal, and Brooklyn Park has yet to break ground.
Wait a minute, we haven't even finished the one down to Eden Prairie.
It has been in various stages of planning and design for about 10 years.
God, we're such
What do you
a
think we
joke.
spent so far, John?
I don't know.
Probably about $1 billion.
Not enough, Joe.
Crystal Porter, executive director of the West Broadway Business and Area Coalition, was among 20 people who spoke at the event. She said construction and permanent changes could destroy the only viable commercial corridor in North Minneapolis. Jim Adams, the former mayor of Crystal, added it's not what people want. The event was promoted as a listening session by Representative John Kosnick, who also organized a private bus tour of the proposed route for the Blue Line extension with other lawmakers and government officials. Kosnick was joined at the listening session by other Republican members of the House Transportation Committee. He says he did invite DFL members, but some said they didn't get the invitation until the night before Thanksgiving. A Hennepin County spokesperson said the event was also scheduled at the same time as a project meeting for the Blue Line extension in St. Louis Park. The person said, we've worked diligently to make sure we hear from a wide range of voices that represent the diversity of the Blue Line extension corridor and have made many significant improvements to the project based on what we've heard. We look forward to reflecting on the feedback from this listening session and continuing to work with every stakeholder. Hennepin County.
Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
Hennepin County added it has made up to $5 million available to help businesses impacted by future construction of the light rail extension. Despite years of community engagement about the project, Kosnick insisted that many who attended the event have not felt like they've been heard until now.
May I interrupt? You see these two lights on my video square? They weren't there yesterday, and I can't do it anymore with these lights on right there. See the two lights?
The reflection?
Yeah, the reflection of the two lights. They weren't there before.
You mean
I
the
got
two
one
that
right
are
in my
right
chest
there?
right now from
No, look at there. Up there, where I'm pointing.
Jeez.
See the lights?
What a diva.
It's
I
been
had a
that way
question
for
about
100
this.
years.
I have a question about the story, diva. Can I
Go
put that in?
ahead.
I think it's the lights.
John, can you read me the quote again from the guy said something paraphrasing, you're not giving the people what they want or the people didn't ask for this. It was early in the story.
Yeah, Jim Adams, he's the former mayor of Crystal, said it's not what the people want.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, may I add what I found
Since
most...
when do politicians give us what we want?
May I add what I found most curious about the story? They all piled into a bus to mimic the role of the train. The bus worked just fine. Much cheaper, too.
Ironic, isn't it?
They all had their noses pressed to the window, and they're all thinking, if we spend another $5 billion, we can tear up this road we're on and put a light rail train here.
And the initial figure, John, was, you said $3.2 billion?
$3.2 billion.
So that means by the time when she's all said and done, keep in mind, the Southwest line is still under construction. Yeah, she'll be close to 10, 15 bill.
Yeah. And this has been going on now for 10 years, despite.
Has a railroad ever been built honestly? Hill did it honestly, didn't he? Or did he build the government?
I don't know. He was up to something.
The Union Pacific and what's the other Pacific? Boy, they were corrupt when they went across the country.
Star Tribune reporting cruise contained
Canadian Pacific?
Central.
In the movie North by Northwest, there's a great scene where Cary Grant and who was the female star? Lovely woman.
Tippi Hedren.
Eva St. Marie?
Eva St. Marie. Are on a train. Going to Chicago. And if that was train travel, I can't imagine how wonderful it must have been. Because out their window, you saw them curving around a big lake, and it just was neat. That's all I had. That's a train.
Where did the Empire Builder deadhead? Was it
Seattle?
New York? Yeah, but it's Seattle. It went beyond Chicago, though, didn't it?
Oh, I think so.
I think it went to the East Coast.
I think, sure.
I watched. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, Rick.
No, you're good.
No, go ahead.
I watched a financial documentary in the early '80s, which included a train where the gentlemen were going from New York to Philadelphia, and the Amtrak looked really good. Had efficient staff the baggage handlers were a little off, but more importantly, it transported cargo, live cargo.
John, can you continue the news?
I can, sure. Can you hear the siren?
Why are you getting a tornado siren in December?
1 o'clock every Wednesday, doesn't matter. Continues year-round program.
You mean the first Wednesday?
Yeah.
Not every Wednesday.
Not every Wednesday.
And the two principals of the movie had a wager.
Star Tribune reporting, crews contained a blaze Tuesday at White Earth Nation's cannabis operations that forced evacuations over concerns of a potential explosion. The tribe's cannabis company has its flagship dispensary located off Highway 59 in Mahnomen. Adjacent to the dispensary is a processing facility that local officials said contains hazardous material like butane. Mahnomen Mayor Curtis Uran said it's kind of a dangerous situation, adding that they evacuated everybody within 300 yards. The Mahnomen County Sheriff's Office and Mahnomen Volunteer Fire Department were on scene for hours from late morning into the evening. Gary Patras, a spokesperson for White Earth, he said the fire was contained. Butane was the biggest concern. Hazmat personnel were brought in to clear the building. Butane is used to extract cannabinoids and aromatic compounds from the cannabis flower. The extract is then made into concentrates and edibles.
Did you know that your people have a dispensary, Gabe? You did?
Well aware.
The current
Let's get the money going. Let's go.
The Empire Builder currently goes from Chicago to Seattle.
We'll have
Rookie,
more.
Sorry, Johnny, I didn't mean to interrupt. Rookie Joe was just mentioning his favorite scene from the movie North by Northwest. What is your particular favorite scene in that same movie?
I would have to say, and I can't watch it enough. I usually tend to rewind it several times. There's the man is talking to another guy, and when the guy sees a plane coming down to dust the crops,
right?
He says, "Hey, that guy up there is crop dusting where there ain't no crops."
There ain't no crops.
Immediately, the main character realizes something's awry, amiss.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He starts running.
He starts running. He runs into a semi.
Into the corn.
Yeah, into the corn. The children of the corn.
Yeah.
We'll have more news and talk like that in just a moment. But before we go there, let me tell you about Aura Frames. Christmas can be tough. On account of, you want to know why?
Yeah. Why?
Well, because you're trying to find a perfect gift, right?
Yes.
I have the perfect gift, no matter who you're buying for: spouse, sibling, friend, family of any kind, they'll love an Aura frame. Our household got one 2 or 3 months ago. It's filled with pictures and videos that we had on our phones. And yeah, I do sit and stare at it for a while, 15 to 20 minutes at a time. Crystal clear print quality
Does it
photos.
keep changing the photos?
Continuously, Joe, about
right.
every, I'd say 5 to 7 seconds.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Crystal clear print quality photos and videos on the screen, and it's really easy to use. All you got to do, download the Aura app, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and start adding pictures and videos. We're up to almost 800 on the Heidt Aura that we have in our kitchen. Personalize the gift by adding a message before it arrives, and you can even preload photos before it ships. Don't wait. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver Mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using the promo code GL at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code GL. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now. Get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Aura Frames.
And hey, kids, if Snyder's is out of spatulas, Aura is your second best bet.
Here's the guy.
Latte schmate. Here's Joe Souchere.
Here's We Are Nuts, and We Are Nuts, MN.com, family owned and proudly roasted here in Minneapolis since 1987. It's a Twin Cities family owned business, and you know what? They make the best small batch and handcrafted nuts and also wonderful snacks. See it for yourself. Go online to wearenutsmn.com. Doesn't matter what you're in the mood for, the cashews, the mixed nuts, the chocolate almonds, oh my goodness, the maple bourbon toffee almonds, the cinnamon toffee peanuts, the hot nuts, the hokey pokey popcorn. They make a wonderful addition to all of your holiday gatherings this time of the year. They are now available at all of your Cub Foods locations, Quick Trip locations. I should have got some when I was going to yell at that guy for kicking that chunk yesterday. Yeah. But also at the Kowalski's Markets, Lunds and Byerly's, Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores, also Max Hardware. It's a wonderful snack. It's a wonderful family. And you know what? I'm so happy to be joined with We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com. Place your order today and make sure you let them know that you heard about them here on the Garage Logic podcast.
John, I have something that you might not have in your news.
Okay.
We lost a great living American, Gilbert Chalk Charleston. He was known as Chalk, one of the last Native American World War II soldiers, and the final surviving member of his unit died Thanksgiving night. He was 101.
Wow.
His death was confirmed by the Choctaw Nation, of which he was a member. Now get this. Charleston was one of only 45,000 U.S. veterans remaining from World War II. We're down to 45,000.
Wow.
Well, actually, we're now down to 44,999 because we lost Chalk. So there you have it. Thanks, Chalk.
Hopefully he was a member of one of those groups that, you know, they have the nice bottle of bourbon or whatever it is, and the last guy living gets the bottle.
Maybe he was. I have no idea. All right, Johnny.
In national and international news, no compromise version of the peace plan to end the war in Ukraine was found during talks between President Vladimir Putin and U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff yesterday, according to the Kremlin. Yuri Azhakov, a top Kremlin aide, called the meeting useful, constructive, and highly substantive, but found a compromise option has not yet been found.
Do we know what experience Jared Kirsch? What's his name?
Kirshner.
Jared Kirshner.
Yes. Why is he
Kushner.
there? Why is he there? What role has he assumed in the Trump administration? Isn't this a pretty big deal to try and negotiate a peace? And you got the son-in-law over there? I don't understand it. Anyone help me?
I don't get it either.
Possibly there's a large Jewish population in the Ukraine.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think it has to do with mineral rights.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah.
You know, if I can quote Larry David.
Yeah.
Hong Kong is establishing an independent committee to investigate that apartment complex fire last week that killed 156 people and to initiate reforms in the construction industry. Over a dozen people affiliated with the complex's renovation have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter after netting around a high-rise building caught fire last Wednesday. The blaze ended up spreading to 6 other buildings. A preliminary probe found 7 of 20 netting samples did not meet safety codes, prompting authorities to accuse contractors of misleading inspectors to cut costs.
You know, speaking of Hong Kong and that terrible tragedy, I read, granted it was in the Daily Mail, so it might not be true, but I read that the University of Michigan has been sent by China mutant worms. Maybe the U of L, maybe Michigan for its research or something buys worms from China. You know, you need worms for
sure,
and they're mutant. And I just can't get the cartoon bubble out of my head of watching a Michigan football game and a giant worm comes on the field. What if a giant worm came out?
Isn't it turf?
Yeah, it is. It is. Jesus. So I guess I was worried about
That's
nothing.
a tough worm.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm serious. There was this mutant worm story. I mean, that's all we need is a mutant worm.
So when you... okay. All right.
Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
A desire for deep discounts inspired 202.9 million U.S. consumers to shop during the 5-day stretch from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday. That, according to a survey by the National Retail Federation and Prosper Insights and Analytics. That estimated total surpassed the major trade group's forecast that 187 million people would shop during the 5-day period. The shopping turnout is the largest since they began tracking the 5-day total in 2017 and topped the previous high of 200.4 million shoppers during the same days in 2023. Meanwhile, Adobe says Americans spent $14.25 billion online during Cyber Monday, up 7% from a year ago.
I saw a video on social media on Friday of shoppers going inside the Mall of America.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me any amount of money to have been anywhere near that place.
Oh, Chris.
They got to get stuff.
Chris. I was lucky enough on Black Friday to go to Fleet Farm. We left. I was doing my sister-in-law a favor. She works there buying a snowblower, but she couldn't reserve it ahead of a time. So we got there at 5:30. I sat in the parking lot for 30 minutes of Fleet Farm, and I watched people run to the door.
Wow.
And then people would come out with the most ridiculous. One guy had a bin in his shopping cart and a bag of cat food. So you got here at 4:30 in the morning to get 20% off on a bin and a bag of cat food.
I mean, like a wastebasket?
Yeah,
No, like one of these bins.
Like
that
a storage bin.
Yeah, you store blankets or something in. I couldn't.
I saved $6.
I thought I was going to sit there and watch videos on my phone. I could not stop watching these people. It was so fun.
Says he who happened to be sitting in the parking lot at 5:30.
But I was doing my sister-in-law a favor, and boy, did she get she paid less than $400 for a brand new snowblower that was about $850.
Wow,
nice.
Yeah,
I do remember when I was still living in Carver, the Carver Fleet Farm we did the show
very
at.
familiar with it.
I went there on a Black Friday, I would say maybe at noon. I mean, well after the morning. There was not one shopping cart available.
Well, people need stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was so fun.
Stuff.
Gabe, there you go. There's your tweet. People need stuff.
The mayor
Joe
has
Souchere.
spoken.
Michael and Susan Dell announced yesterday they'll donate $6.3 billion to 25 million American children. Among the largest ever private donations to Americans, the donation is designed to fill some gaps from Trump accounts. Those are 530A accounts established by Congress earlier this year. Those accounts are similar to the old 529 plans. They'll be seeded with $1,000 each for all U.S. children born between 2025 and 2028. The money will be invested in tax-deferred index funds Families who max out their $5K per year contributions would expect their child to accumulate about $191,000 before taxes by the age of 18. The Dell donation will similarly provide seed funding, about $250 per child, for about 80% of all U.S. children aged 10 and younger, kids born before 2025 whose families live in zip codes with a median income of $150,000 or less. The Dells are one of the wealthiest families in the U.S. Michael Dell founded Dell Technologies back in 1984, has a reported fortune of nearly $150 billion.
Which I find very curious. Do you know anyone in your life who uses a Dell computer?
I had one. I don't now, but I did have one.
I don't know anybody that's ever used one or owns one.
Mine are all HP.
I believe I actually have had two. I remember ordering online. That's the only reason I remember.
Man, he hit it big with Dell computers. I don't know a soul who has a Dell computer.
Well, I think the ones that are here, we might upgrade to those in a couple of years.
Right, yeah. They're in the next generation for us.
Wow. Yikes.
Dell processors, what's
that? It doesn't
that?
have to be a Dell computer.
Oh, all right.
Samsung Electronics announcing the launch of its first multi-folding smartphone as it races to keep pace with innovations from fast-moving rivals. It's called the Galaxy Z Trifold. So, yes, it folds this way and unfolds that way. It'll go on sale in South Korea December 12th, launches in other markets soon. In fact, the U.S. should have them by 2026. More details will be shared later about the U.S. release. According to the South Korean tech giant, the Galaxy Z Trifold will ship as a single model in black with 16 gigabytes of memory and 512 gigabytes of storage, priced at about $2,500. Chinese company Huawei released trifold phones last year. Apple expected to debut a foldable iPhone next year. The phones, when they're unfolded, are just a bit smaller than an iPad.
Can anyone, I think I know the answer. Can anyone tell me what's the point of that, to have a folding phone?
I don't.
Why
do I even have it? I don't know.
It seems like it's ripe for disaster.
It seems like it's ripe to give people something to do.
Yeah, it just to make us more soft and more reliant on technology.
Do you miss
and
the flip
on
phone?
Ourselves.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do.
Sorry, Johnny. I just got a not a breaking news sounder, but loyal listener Elizabeth sent this video. Apparently, Tim Walls was at it looks to be some type of a restaurant here in the great state of Minnesota, talking about the new medical and family leave program, Joe, that's taking over at the beginning of the year.
Small business.
Well, aren't people going to abuse the program? How disrespectful to people to assume that all Minnesotans are scamming. That's what I hear from them all the time. I trust Minnesotans.
Talk faster.
I believe in Minnesotans. I believe they know. You're not going to get rich, and it's not your full salary. You're not going to scam and take time off. But this is complicated. This was a very good question about multiple members coming off. My family's dealing with this with a mother-in-law. My wife and her three sisters, my sisters-in-laws, have a schedule where they take turns every couple of days being responsible, and then they shift off, and then they shift off.
Oh, turn this idiot off. God, it's not
what
worth
a
listening.
dumbass.
It's not worth listening to that idiot.
It's disrespectful to think that we would be scamming it. Well, Tim, we've got a little bit of evidence to suggest otherwise.
Tim, you want to bet there's a little hijinks involved?
Anything that he defends to that measure, you know he's guilty of.
Yes, you're 100% right.
Yeah,
yes.
He always pushes back.
In health news, an unusual public health policy in Wales might have produced the strongest evidence yet that a vaccine can reduce the risk of dementia. In a new study led by Stanford Medicine, researchers analyzing the health records of older adults discovered that those who received the shingles vaccine were 20% less likely to develop dementia over the next 7 years than those who do not receive the vaccine. The findings published in Nature support an emerging theory that viruses that affect the nervous system can increase the risk of dementia. If further confirmed, the new findings suggest that a preventive intervention for dementia is already close at hand. In a follow-up study published December 2nd in the magazine Cell, researchers found that the vaccine may also benefit those already diagnosed with dementia by slowing the progress of
Wait a minute.
the
You
disease.
mean to tell me did. I got a shingles. I think you get 2, don't you?
You get 2, correct.
I did that within the last year. Is that
well? You missed part of his.
My thing came unplugged.
Yes, he came unplugged, John. When you said if you've had both shingles vaccine, you most likely have about 6 months to live. So he didn't hear that part when he was unplugged from it.
That's not what it said.
No, this gives me great hope.
You know what else should give you hope? And it came out, I saw it for the first time this week. Reading is linked to a lower risk of cognitive decline and dementia, even when started later in life.
That makes sense. In other words, use your brain.
Yep.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, that's what she died from, and she read.
How old?
All the time.
How old?
She died from reading?
96.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's not a good one.
What do you want?
Claire read every smart book that was
in
out
other
there.
words, that's why she lived to be 96, you idiot.
She still got dementia.
His cognitive decline is already...
You're already suffering.
He's deep.
I was going to say that reading cognitive thing already is being proven by members of this show.
Yeah. You don't read and you haven't gotten a shingle shot. You're doomed.
The last book I read was Child 44.
Well, Author's Corner with Joe Souchere.
Don't play
the
that
countdown continues.
He makes fun of anybody that's successful at what they do.
Yeah.
Gabe, do you read a lot? You dummy. You dummy.
While you're reading.
What are you wasting
Why do you
time
read when there's
reading that
YouTube?
for?
Right, there's YouTube.
Yeah. John, thanks so much.
John, appreciate that.
What is it tonight? Is it Dancing with the Stars?
No, Survivor.
Oh, got it.
And we got amazing
Right, what am I
races.
thinking? It's
I
Wednesday.
got about 4 amazing races to catch up on. There's some good hidden immunity idols out there right now.
Tonight is the night where I secretly watched the replay of Curse of Oak Island, which I'm not admitting that I actually watched.
Did anybody watch Our Wild get another shutout?
I knew they were going to win, so why watch?
Yeah.
The Wall.
The Wall of St. Paul got
This
another
goalie,
shutout.
yeah, he's
I wish
amazing.
Colorado would quit
1-0.
winning. Colorado's 9, and they're they got 9-0-1 in the last 10 games.
There's that cognitive thing again.
God, you really got to do something. Start reading or get a shingle shot. Do some damn thing.
Huh?
Get a shingle shot.
What?
There's your quote.
Where am I? Huh? The show is at Murray's. Where are we going?
Oh.
It's the end of the world as we know it, but he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
Skinner thing over there.
Hey, get this. One of the first all-steel freighters on the Great Lakes has finally been discovered. It was hidden 600 feet beneath the surface for 132 years.
Wow.
The Western, on Lake Superior, the Western Reserve's final resting place had eluded maritime historians for years until last summer when it was discovered by the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society. This was announced at the Wisconsin Underwater Archaeological Association's annual Ghost Ships meeting in Manitowoc. It was made public 2 days ago.
How deep was the Fitz?
I don't know.
Okay.
Not 600 feet. It's the most important shipwreck ever found. Bruce Lynn, the executive director of the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society, told the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel it's one of 13 shipwrecks the Society's team has found in the past years, and it's the one that's drawn the most attention.
For reference, the Fitz was between 530 and 535 feet.
The Western Reserve was owned by Captain Peter G. Minch of Cleveland, who named it after a 3 million acre area of land in northeastern Ohio along Lake Erie, the Western Reserve. The 318-foot steel freighter was a state-of-the-art ship known for speed, even referred to as the Inland Greyhound, and for being one of the safest ships on the inland seas. It was meant to break records, even carrying the largest coal cargo into Milwaukee during its time. But it sank in 1892, and it's become known for the tragic series of events that unfolded when it went down. In August that year, Minch took his family aboard the ship for a cruise through the Great Lakes to escape the summer heat. 27 people died as a result of the wreck, and what happened is only known because of its lone survivor. In August of 1892, The Western Reserve set sail from Cleveland, bound for Two Harbors, Minnesota. Peter Minch's wife, Anna, along with their children, Charlie, 9, and Florence, 6, as well as Anna's sister, Mary Engelbree, and her daughter, Bertha, 10, were aboard. The ship's other captain, Albert Myers, also had his 19-year-old son on board. The 300-foot freighter sailed safely past Detroit, Lake St. Clair, the St. Clair River, and Lake Huron, making its way up to the St. Mary's River before arriving at the Sioux Locks on August 30th. As it passed the Iroquois Lighthouse and Lake Superior's Whitefish Bay, later that day, the weather shifted and the wind picked up. Minch decided to drop anchor near the Whitefish Point Lighthouse, hoping to wait out the storm. Because it was a summer cruise, there was no cargo on board, so only ballast water weighed it down. The roughly 80-mile stretch of water between Munising and Whitefish Point in Michigan's UP is infamous for its dangerous conditions. Known as Shipwreck Coast, any ship traveling to or from the Big Lake heading for the Sioux Locks had to pass through this stretch. It's estimated more than 200 ships have sunk in Whitefish Bay. It's not clear how long Minch waited, but eventually the ship pulled anchor and went into the open water. A powerful gale was blowing at about 9 p.m. when the Western Reserve began to break apart.
Woo!
Roughly 60 miles north of Whitefish Point. Wheelsman Harry W. Stewart had to jump over a 3-foot crack in the freighter to reach the aft where 2 light lifeboats were stored, one metal, one wooden. Most of the crew got into the metal lifeboat while the family boarded the wooden one. The metal one turned over almost instantly, and only 2 crew members, one of them Stewart, made it into the wood boat. Estimates suggest the Western Reserve sank about 10 minutes after it began breaking apart. The overloaded wooden lifeboat was swamped, and the crew and family used hats to help bail it. At one point, the Neshoto passed by, but the darkness and rain prevented Western Reserve survivors from getting the attention of anyone on that boat. They were adrift for 10 hours. Just a mile from shore near the Deer Park Life-Saving Station, the lifeboat capsized.
Oh, wow.
Only one person made it to shore, Stewart, the wheelman, who had jumped over the freighter's crack and into the second lifeboat. If it wasn't for Harry Stewart, we really wouldn't know what we know today about the Western Reserve. Well, they found it.
Why are water events so... they command your attention?
Because it's a miserable way to die. It's a horrible way to go.
Yes, I said before about the fits. They're the ultimate dark and stormy night stories. Well, we didn't do anything on this day. Let's see where we are as we travel the world.
Stay off the ships and stay out of the air. Hunker down. That's my advice for everybody. Hunker down.
Thank you.
Live life alone. Kenny Olson.
With a lot of ammunition.
Right.
Go ahead.
We are now cruising southwesterly on the Java Sea with the traveling Lymans, and it's only because we are that we have this.
Did you bring that story up right before the Lymans on purpose?
No, just happened to work out that way. It was on this day, and this is the only thing we did on this day.
Well, you're right, Chris. That is just cruel.
Best of luck, Lymans. We hope you get there.
Take care. Let us know when you get there,
buddy.
December 3rd, Joe.
1842. Charles Abe Pillsbury was born in New Hampshire. After moving to Minneapolis in 1869, he learned the flour milling business and helped introduce roller mills that could crush Minnesota's spring wheat into high-grade bread flour. Upon his death in 1899, the Pillsbury Washburn Flour Mills Company was the largest in the world. That's it. That's all we did on this day. We had a guy born.
Nothing in Faribault? What happened in Faribault?
Nothing. Guess what we have on this day for Minnesota sports disappointment history?
Joe, who'd we lose to on December 3rd?
Nothing. We have nothing for December
Nothing?
3rd. Nothing. Oh. This might be the lousiest day in Minnesota history.
Pretty lousy day.
It's a big day for the Pillsbury family.
For sure.
You know, celebrating what would he be? The great-great-grandfather of the current Pillsburys?
I wonder if they appreciate what he's really done.
Well, he made a few bucks.
Were those roller mills, were they made from stone then?
Yes.
I don't know. I was going to pretend that I was going to answer. Why would I answer that? I have no idea.
Limestone taken from
It wouldn't
St.
be
Peter,
limestone.
Minnesota.
It wouldn't be limestone. Bad.
Rock taken from Lake Superior. Volcanic rock.
Yeah.
Volcanic rock.
Volcanic?
GLers,
we thank you.
I think we do.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, do us a favor. If you have not done so already, you should hit the subscribe button. And yeah, you can join the thousands of subscribers on the Garage Logic YouTube channel. We're on that channel. You can watch the show each and every single day, starting right around noon. You can also see full segments, video shorts, behind-the-scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube. And also search for us on all of your social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And also, you can sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today at garagelogic.com. Time once again to check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And now is the time for you to do the same. So do not delay. Do exactly what I did and pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. When you call that number, you're going to get Josh. And he is there for you for that free, yes, I use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation. And he will always give you the straight talk. He will never give you the sugar-coated advice, and he is on the line with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And Josh, you know what? I know you do not like to do this, but I think today you are entitled to take a victory lap. Well done, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I will take the victory lap. I will toot my own horn. I have been saying for decades and talking about a fruit company, based in California, and they make an awful lot of one kind of fruit, and that's Apple. Apple has been for 2 decades plus my favorite fruit company. Sometimes it's been very difficult, we'll say, to take a bite of the apple. Sometimes it's difficult to hold on to the apple. From the time that I said I am no longer trading the stock in 2007, if it went down, buying more. And Apple, one of the many times it has done this in 2008, got cut in half, only to rebound very strongly in 2009. And there have been other periods of time when the value of Apple has been cut in half, only to see it rise and continue going up. Talking heads, primarily on TV, can find all kinds of reasons not to like Apple. It doesn't have a lot of growth. It's priced like a growth stock, even though it's more of a value stock. Stock is too expensive on a price-to-earnings basis. The products are stale. There's no innovation. For the last year and a half, it's been, they don't have AI. And I've been saying, folks, they may not call it AI, they call it machine learning. They do have AI, and they also have, we'll say, in excess of 2.4 billion iOS users worldwide. As they develop their own internal artificial intelligence system, either through the Siri platform or through some type of application. Some company like Google, OpenAI, pays them to be the default, we'll say, chatbot on iPhones. Apple, my estimation, is going to be a big winner, artificial intelligence. And the artificial intelligence is going to be designed around your usage and not, we'll say, my usage. So I think there's still plenty of potential going forward. Apple recently hit a new high at $285, and I do believe that I have raised my longer-term price target from $300 to closer to $400. There's a little pat on the back for having some patience for all the ups and downs in the marketplace and holding on to a company whose product and services continue to be in high demand on a worldwide basis. Moving on from Apple to another big portfolio name, and also held and traded even longer than Apple, is Amazon. Amazon had their AWS reInvent conference yesterday, and they unveiled several new products for artificial intelligence, as well as some new chips that could really challenge some of the chip leaders in artificial intelligence. Amazon is still trading below its all-time high, but still plenty of potential growth, and from their AWS unit, which generates significant profits and significant growth, not to mention significant margins over their retail business and their logistics business. I do believe that Amazon could, and I emphasize the could have a decent Christmas. Shoppers continue to look for bargains. They, along with, we'll say, Costco, Walmart, TJ Maxx, could be some of the, we'll say, retail-related winners. And an old favorite, Nike, just changed up their management as they develop, we'll say, better line of shoes, and they focus more on athletic rather than, we'll say, streetwear, leisure wear, and move back to selling through specialty shops, among other strategies. I think this stock has the potential to go back into the triple digits. New management is actually has a big history with the company, and that's something, we'll say, something to take a look at, because they definitely have a lot of skin in the game. And just continuing on in terms of skin in the game, I am still, say, very, very excited about Michael Dell's and his wife's pledge of $6.2 billion to provide $250 a person to about 25 million under 18-year-olds, so that they have skin in the, we'll say, skin in the market, skin in the investment world, and give them an opportunity to participate in the Invest America program designed to encourage savings and investing for younger people. I think that's very, very exciting.
Excellent advice, as always, Mr. Money Talk. You heard him, GLers. Now is the time for you to pick up the phone and make the call for that free 48-minute financial consultation, again, without any obligation. And you do that just like I did by dialing 952-925-5608, where you always get straight talk and never, ever sugar-coated advice. Josh, once again, thank you so much for the time and the chat. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Look forward to it, Chris. Thank you very much.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorsed.